So if you don't want your channel to end up exactly like this one here, 61 subscribers, 18 videos, and in total this channel has gotten 4,000 views, then you have to watch this video, because in this video I'm going to show you guys exactly how to know if a niche is actually going to work or not. Now, just to show you an example, here's the example of one of the channels that we have very recently started, like literally the first month. As we can see right here, we were testing, and then, here in the first month we already had the first $350 day. Yes, it did go down, but only to $107. It's still good. It's still good. So in this video, I'll show you guys exactly how to do this, because so many people ask themselves the question like, hey, which niches to go into, how to know if a niche is going to work, how to know when I should stop a channel. All of these questions are going to be answered in this video once and for all, so you'll know exactly what to do. Now let's get started with, who am I, why am I actually, why may I speak about it. So I'm Stefan, 24 years old, currently doing about $30,000 to $40,000 a month with my own faceless YouTube channels, and I'm constantly starting new ones, as we can see right here. Then, I've made $42,000 with just 2 videos that I've posted. This one here made me $30,000, this one made me $12,000. I scaled the channel from literally $0 to $48,000 in just 30 days. You guys can have a look at these dates. And then, I've helped hundreds of other people do the exact same thing. For example, here Martins, who have helped to make $30,000. Then here a different student, completely blowing up the faceless YouTube channel with 1,500 subscribers, getting 100,000 views every 48 hours. Then here $12,000 a month for a different student. Then here, $4,000 for a different student. Here $18,000 a month, and many, many more. If you are interested in getting the exact same results, check out the first link in the video description, book your call with me, and I'll have a look if I can actually help you scale up as well. The biggest thing, for me to be able to scale you up is that you are 100% serious. So if you're serious about, scaling up YouTube, then firstly, watch this video, and secondly, go ahead and book your call with me. Now, before we go into this whole process, let me first explain to you guys the niche testing framework. And this framework is basically going to give us exactly the answer that we're looking for. Is a niche worth it to go into, or is a niche not worth it to go into? It's going to give us everything we need to know to be able to, determine like, hey, is it a good one or is it a bad one? Is it going to work or is it not going to work? All right. Now, I follow this exact process with every single niche I get into to avoid spending money on videos that will never ever work. Now, something I have to mention right here is that we will still have to post videos to test a niche, right? That is completely normal. Some niches, you just have to test, okay? But I'll tell you guys like exactly what kind of metrics I'm looking for, all of these things, so you can already, test niches in the right direction. Because most people, like for example, this channel here, this is the completely wrong direction. Like this guy has probably no idea what he's doing, and I hope he actually watches this video, because from my opinion, I would 100% stop this channel or go into a different direction, okay? Now, first thing we need to do is obviously niche research, okay? That is going to be the most important thing of this whole kind of thing. Picking the right niche, first step. 80% of YouTube automation is just niche research, okay? Now, when we are doing niche research, we're looking for specific niche criteria to basically, in the front end, already determine like, hey, is this niche worth it to go into, or is it not worth it to go into? So at number 1, there are under 5 smaller channels creating content in this niche that are constantly getting more views than they have subscribers. This means there is high demand and low supply, which is one of the most important things when it comes to YouTube automation. Like, YouTube is a marketplace. It's a marketplace of videos, and if the marketplace is flooded of a specific type of videos, you're never going to get views. So if we look at, just as an example, this channel here, just as an example, if we now go ahead and go to most popular, let's actually look up this video and see how many other different channels are already in this exact same niche. So let's actually look that up and see, like, and this is what I want you to do as well. Like, if you find something that works very well, or a niche that looks very good, like, always go ahead and look up some video topics, as I do right here, to determine like, hey, is it worth it for me to go into the niche? So here we can see one channel, just as an example, 122,000 views. Then here, 2,500 views. Then here, just 4 days ago, doing not doing that well if you compare to the subscribers. Here one doing very well. So now already just on the first homepage, we can see that there are a bunch of channels posting content in this niche. And now let's actually have a look if they are even still getting views. So here we can see these channels are not even getting views anymore, right? So firstly, there are a bunch of, other channels, and many of them aren't even getting any views anymore. So let's actually look at some of the more recent video. Like here, for example, this one is also crazy. This niche is super saturated, and you can't just go ahead and copy videos one-on-one, which he is currently doing. Let's have a look. So here you copied this video here one-on-one from a channel that has, for example, 80,000 subscribers. It won't work. I'll show you guys in a second. Like, we'll go deeper into video topics and all of these things as well. But here, this is his video. The thumbnail is even basically one-on-one. It is one-on-one the same, right? Then here's another channel not doing well anymore. Copied the exact same video, exact same. So you can see like there are a bunch of channels in this exact same niche that are failing, and that is probably the biggest reason why his channel is not working at all. Then we're looking that there are no channels above 100,000 subscribers, which is also extremely important, because how are we going to compete against a channel, even this one, 80,000 subscribers? How are we going to compete against this channel? Because YouTube already has so much trust to this channel. They already know that the audience actually likes these kind of videos, right? So we will not be able to compete against them except if we do something different. Okay, then there are no smaller channels failing. We already saw like there are a bunch of smaller channels failing in this exact niche. So would absolutely not recommend to go into that niche. Then the niche is not older than 6 months. So let's have a look at this one here just as an example. Boom. Okay, 5 months is still okay. I would always recommend you guys to actually go into niches that are as new as just possible. Why? Because, if this niche is 5 months old, just as an example, and they have a video with 800,000 views, you can imagine how many people have already tried to basically recreate this exact niche. And that is why I would recommend you guys to always look for niches that are as new as just possible. Okay? 1 month, 2 months, a few weeks. That's kind of the best thing you can do. Okay? Then I can create better content than my competitors. This can also be longer content. All right, longer. Now let's have a look if he actually went ahead and created longer videos. So this video here, 25 minutes. So let's have a look how long is the original video. You can see 31 minutes. Okay, so their video has a competitive advantage over his video. So they have literally all of the stacks on their side. All right, so man, then am I actually interested in this niche? This is not a must as long as you build a team that has interest in the niche. Is the niche monetizable? Very important question you have to ask, and you can actually see it here with Next Level. Super cool tool. Let me just reload. It's actually going to show us if a channel is monetized or not. I'll link the tool in the video description. I'll tell you guys more about that in a second. And then huge bonus if you can actually post long videos, because then you can actually make more money per 1,000 views. Then what is very important is this does not need to be 1,000% with all niches you find, because it's difficult to have it 100%, and if you actually get it 100%, this is what your channel will look like. It's gonna absolutely explode. All right, now tools I would recommend for niche research is Next Level and vidIQ. Now Next Level, with Next Level you can, for example, click here on similar channels, click here on in-depth search, and it's going to search all of the channels in this exact same niche and give you a list of all of these channels. So it just saves you a bunch of time. You can see if the channel is monetized. You can see the analytics, like the RPM, all of these things for like 13 euros a month, 100% worth it. All right, now if all of this is still a bit confusing, because I know a lot of people are still struggling with niche research, this is something I do with my students, and that's why they actually do get monetized within 3 to 6 weeks. Just as an example, this channel here, Antonin, who got monetized in just 20 days, or here a different student, first $1,000 in his first month. Right? So if you are looking for this kind of help, then check out the first link in the video description. Book your call. Don't waste years and years and years. Take the opportunity now where we still have the opportunity for YouTube automation. Not that it's ever gonna pass, but take it now. Then once we have our niche research done, we actually need to choose a YouTube account we want to post videos in. So we have new accounts, we have personal accounts, we have aged accounts, we have pre-monetized accounts. Now a new account is just a brand new account. Personal account is A personal account is basically an account that you are, just as an example, using right now to actually watch this video, okay? Then an aged account is just a very old YouTube account. You can actually buy them. I can't show you where, but you can buy them. Then a pre-monetized YouTube account is just a YouTube account that is already in the YouTube partnership program. Now, which account is the best account to kind of go with? I would always, at this current stage, go for new accounts and then personal accounts, okay? Now, new accounts you actually need to warm up. Aged accounts you need to warm up. These two accounts you need to warm up. So how do you warm up the accounts? In very, very basic words, you just use them as a normal user for like a week or something. So you watch 1 to 2 hours of content on the accounts, you like some videos, you subscribe to some channels, but very important is that you do not spam, you do not spam these buttons, because we want to show YouTube that we are actually a real human behind the account. So we don't want to, like subscribe to 1,000 channels in an hour, okay? Then we need, here, let me just change this up, boom, give me a second. So then we need 10 to 15 video topics. Now, usually you only need like 5 to 10 video topics, but at this current stage, we need a little bit more video topics because YouTube is taking longer. You always have to keep in mind in the summertime, all right? Here, June, July, and also August are slower times for YouTube. So then we actually do want to post a little bit more to test a niche, okay? I'll tell you guys more about that later. But we always have to, when we're picking video topics, we have to keep in mind that there is supply and there is demand in video topics. Supply and demand is not just important in your niche, but also in the video topics we choose. So if we look at, just as an example, wait, let me first show you this, okay? How to find demand is we look at recent outlier videos on competitor channels and we look for recent trending formats. And for that, again, I would highly recommend you guys to create a dummy account. A dummy account is basically just an account where you do niche research on. And on this account, you can literally scroll on this account and you can find outliers. Now, you can kind of build this account to be very, very niche specific. So we look at this channel is also quite big already, but it's doing very, very well. So if I was, for example, in the food niche, I would actually go ahead and instead of creating, the videos he's currently doing, I would actually have a look at like, hey, how can I combine those videos with a different style of thumbnail or different style of packaging that is working very well. In the food niche, we can see here consumer exposed, just as an example, whatever they're doing is doing very, very well, as we can see here. Okay, so this video here, let me go to latest. You can see like, let's say for example, this here is very good. So don't buy these 7 barbecue sauce brands in summer, blah, blah. So we want to, look for these recent outlier videos. So this video here, 22 hours ago. So how can we take this exact video and create a different style of video that maybe fits his niche, right? That fits his niche for, the what's it called? For here, the history kind of food niche. But 100% you can combine these two, okay? Now, very important, look for recent trending formats. So again, formats, thumbnail styles, here, what's it called? Video titles, structures, all of these things. Then do not copy the most popular videos from competitors. This is what everyone does in that, and your videos will fail. So if we look at this channel here, just as an example, this video failed, right? Why? Because they literally copied this video one-on-one from the competitors. All right, and this is not something you want to do, and so many people copy one-on-one. We can see copy, here's a copy. Okay, so this video was posted 11 days ago. Here, copy, 500 views, copy, 300 views. Let's see here, copy, 180 views. They at least tried to change up the thumbnail. Copy, 300 views. Let's have a look if we can find some more. That kind of gives us, what's it called here? No, okay, let's actually, if you want to find some more, you can always change up the title a little bit and then search again. So let's have a look if we can find any more. Here, copy. Okay, on this one, it actually did halfway okay, but also not like massively, right? Failed. Failed, like on a big channel. So, you do not, here again, another one, failed. You do not want to copy videos one-on-one. Now, how do you actually go ahead and find supply? You use your YouTube search bar and look for how many people have created the exact same video as we have just done. Now, if it's been done more than 3 times and you don't have a different angle to that specific video, go ahead and just look for a different topic, all right? YouTube will always show the videos to the hardcore fans of that niche first, and if they have already seen the video multiple times, they do not have a reason for clicking on your video, okay? If a viewer, okay, has already clicked on this video, looked at this whole video, what kind of reason does he have to actually click on this video, on this video, on this video? Like, even the thumbnail on this one is exactly the same. And by the way, super sorry for roasting your channel so hard, all right? But hopefully you learn out of this video, okay? Now, how does the perfect video topic actually look like? The perfect video topic is a topic that resonates with your audience. So ask yourself, do they even want to watch this? Some topics sound super interesting but are super boring. Make sure your topic is not boring, all right? And all of this is on top of the whole supply and demand, all right? Your topic has to be posted on time, especially if it is a trend. Repeat what has done well in the past. So we've done this with, just as an example, one of our students where, Andre, who he scaled from literally just being monetized to $30,000 a month in 4 months just because we were doubling down on what works. Then we want to leverage negativity. Humans respond way better to negative things, okay? Always keep that in mind. Doesn't fit to all niches, but still works. So once we have these 10 to 15 video topics, we're going to use AI to write the script. Okay, we want to keep our expenses down in the beginning. We use AI to write the script. Voiceover, we're going to use 11 Labs or even Gen AI Pro. Maybe some of you guys have heard of that. Then editor, we're going to use a freelancer. Okay, now you do not have to use a freelancer. You can also create the videos yourself if you are on a lower budget, okay? Then for the thumbnail, we use a freelancer DIY, or we can even use ChatGPT. Sounds crazy, but ChatGPT can do very, very good thumbnails, all right? Then for the video length, we actually want to do our videos 1.5 times longer to have a competitive advantage over our competitors. So let's say, just as an example, this video here, right here, we would actually go ahead and we would create a video like here, okay, 31, whoops, times 1.5. Let's have a look how much. So our video has to be 46 minutes, all right? Now, and if you can create or afford to create a 46-minute video, this is not gonna be the right niche for you, okay? Then it's not gonna be the right niche for you, all right? Now, this is very important because keep in mind, YouTube is going to push the person that keeps the viewer on YouTube for the longest period of time. So that is why we always want to create longer videos to be able to actually beat our competitors, okay? Now for the thumbnail and the title, want to, stick to, let me show you. So we don't want to reinvent the wheel. We want to do what is already working. So if you look at this channel here, just as an example, we can clearly see that what is working is, having the images here down below, and then the white text with the black, white box with the black text. Now, we do not want to copy the thumbnail one-on-one because that is not going to work. We cannot copy the thumbnail one-on-one. So here, just as an example, they did something a little bit differently, okay? As we can see here, they did it a little bit differently and it actually worked, okay? Forgotten Old American, here it actually worked out. This was, I think, even an outlier video for their channel and they copied it. The video is even shorter. If they had created a longer video, I personally think this video would have performed better, okay? But yeah, so we don't want to reinvent the thumbnail style kind of, we don't want to reinvent it, but we want to do what is already working and just, change it up a little bit, bring our own kind of spice to it, all right? Now, once we have all of that, we actually go into the posting phase, and this is gonna be the phase where we're actually gonna see if a channel is gonna work or a channel is not going to work. So we're gonna post, skip, post, post, no, skip, post, post, skip, post, until we have all of these 10 to 15 videos posted, all right? Like, if you're not getting any views with 10 videos, go to 15, okay? Post 15 videos. And I know it's going to be painful. YouTube is a bit slower at the moment, all right? For some channels, it goes a bit quicker. I can quickly show you guys for, just one of our students, just as an example. You can't believe, the first video is already absolutely blowing up. As we can see here, like, this looks pretty good. This is literally the first video. So for some channels, it goes way quicker. For some, it's slower. Now, keep in mind, if you're looking for the exact same results, check out the first link in the video description. Book your call with me, all right? Now, what is going to happen is, one of two things. So either, it's gonna be flat at the beginning, right? You're gonna sit with videos that get 10 views, 20 views, these kind of views, but don't give up, all right? Because somewhere, if the niche is good, one video will pick up, and that is the time where you can continue to post videos, all right? Now, if nothing happens, if you get 0 views and you've posted all your 15 videos, then we do not continue to post any other videos, okay? We actually, want to sit back and try to understand why a channel failed. So the reasons why a channel might fail is because of the niche, okay? Maybe your niche is bad. Always have a look back into those things. Maybe your video topics suck. Maybe your packaging isn't good enough. Maybe your video length, sucks. Maybe you kind of messed up with the video length. Or maybe you have a bad channel. Now, a bad channel can often be seen if all of these videos have like literally 0 or 5 or 6 or 7 or even 8 impressions. In that case, and not in the beginning after just posting them, but after you've posted all 15 videos, okay? Now, in this case, when the channels, if these videos literally have a very, very bad average video duration, or not average video duration, click-through rate, then you actually want to go ahead and you delete these videos off the first channel and you post them to a different channel, okay? And then you obviously post all 15 videos again. What you can also do, and this is something we like to do sometimes to kind of speed up the testing, is we have 2 different YouTube accounts and we post these 2 videos on 2 different accounts at the exact same time, okay? And so we have all 15 videos posted. Now, in case of the channel failing, actually go back to niche research and repeat this process, and I promise you, you will find something that is winning, all right? In my opinion, this is the only way you can actually test a niche. So I really hope this video was helpful. Like, I really, really hope this video was helpful. Try to explain with a bunch of examples and stuff. But yeah, keep in mind, guys, if you don't want to, struggle yourself and kind of speed up the whole process, we've helped this student here to go to $8,000 a month, and then here 5,000, and here 1 million views in every 48 hours. Then here won $4,000. Then here a student hitting his first €171 a day, here channel blowing up, many, many more. Then check out the first link in the video description. Book your completely free call, and let's have a look how we can scale you up. And yeah, let's see how we can work together. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.